Welcome in to the Week 9 edition of Red and Blue Smoke. I'm your host, Zach Berry. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Greg Jones, who has gone north for the week. He is up in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Greg, good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning. Yeah, man, it's beautiful up here at this time of the year. So I just had to weasel my way up here and catch a race at Keeneland before they closed down the October meet and moved to Churchill. So yeah, man, just a little mini vacation. It's nice to have those.
A little what do they call it? Not a sabbatical, because you're still working. We're working right now. What's the
The sabbatical isn't that like you get paid to not work?
Oh, maybe it is. I guess the sabbatical is just like a fancy way of taking PTO. Like a little siesta.
Yeah, I mean, my mom loves to be the boss when I'm gone, so I let her be the boss on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I got to be the boss on Thursdays and Fridays.
There you go. So Greg is up, as I like to call it, doing rich people NASCAR with the horse racing. You know, it's a vehicle that goes in a circle.
Yeah, you got to have those good insurance policies. Also, you got to have a good accountant and a good insurance policy if you want to get involved with the horses. But no, it's fun. We're actually going to go to the racetrack today, and we were thinking about trying to squeeze 9 holes in, but I'm going to go to Churchill in the morning. My mom packed her some carrots and some apples and some peppermints. So we're going to go see her and get her some peppermints and give her a little pep talk. She worked out the gate yesterday, and so she's getting pretty close. So she might be racing here hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So it's exciting time. It's like, kind of building a franchise. Hopefully the franchise doesn't falter on the first race.
You're doing your own like NCAA football road to glory, but with a horse.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty great. So when you say peppermint, do you mean like actual candy?
Yeah.
Okay.
They love the peppermints now.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
Peppermints and donuts and Pop-Tarts.
It sounds like my kids. Pretty much.
Well, yeah, like I said, that's I got to take care of my child, and they're like, "Oh, well, how old is your child?" I'm like, "Oh, she's a 2-year-old." She's out of Constitution, so she's a May baby, so she's on the smaller side. Oh, okay. Well, like yeah, she's a horse. Yeah, my child is a horse.
What percentile in weight is she? What percentile is her head circumference?
Yeah, she's a smaller filly, but no, she's feisty. The trainer sent me a video the other day, and that was just kind of they work in tandems with each other, and the horse was trying to pass her, and she didn't like the other horse pass her, and like she kind of nipped at him a couple times. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So it's good to have those feisty fillies. That's what you're looking for, feisty fillies.
Hey, you know what they say, Greg? Rubbin's racing, baby.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she's feisty now. You got to watch her.
Speaking of feisty, the Ole Miss Rebels, pretty feisty this year, pretty salty. Talked about it yesterday with David Brandt of the Associated Press on this week's episode of Daytime Fireworks, and I'm interested to get your take on this team. I just love the demeanor and just the mentality of this football team. They seem to just be incredibly tough mentally, and they continue to just win games. We talked about it last week, against Arkansas, and just gritty. It's been a second half team, which is wild for a Lane Kiffin team, because early years, outside of the COVID season, it was kind of a thing that was unfortunate for Lane Kiffin Ole Miss teams, where they would just kind of fade in the second half. The offense would kind of sputter. They would lose tight games. Not the case this year. They're outscoring opponents something like 90-something to 30-something. They have been able to just close out teams, slam the door shut, win games in different ways. The LSU game, shootout, they got it done. Defense got the stops when it needed. Down 9 late, ended up winning the game. Arkansas, Jackson Dart was a little banged up, didn't have the best day offensively. Defense stepped up, got turnovers, sacks, tackles for loss. Same thing last Saturday against Auburn. Dart was pedestrian for him. He wasn't bad, but ran the football effectively. Quinshawn Judkins had a big day, and that front seven of Pete Golding's defense continues to shine. 6-1 heading into Vandy. What's your vibe on this Ole Miss team right now and how they're winning?
They remind me of my favorite racehorse of all time. Her name was Zenyatta. So what she would like to do is she would like to get in the race and just kind of hang out and be comfortable and get her strides in, and then all of a sudden, and whenever that came around the quarter pole and come down that stretch, she turned it on. So like in the third and fourth quarter, they've literally, like you were saying, last year they were faltering, losing games, not closing games out. It just seems like they've got that. They really have the bend and not break mentality going right now. I think they've kind of they've really mastered that because, at one point, at some points in the Auburn game, it was kind of nervy, but that's always with every Ole Miss game. So, I'm pretty sure we'll have a nervy moment with Vandy this week. I hope not, but no, that just comes with the territory with the Rebs. But no, I love this team right now, and they've proven me wrong, and that's what it was going to have to take for me to be a believer. I know Dion was like, "Y'all believe now after the first game?" No, I don't believe now. It was your first game. So no, you can really tell that. I love Pete Golden. I really feel like he's just kind of taken over that defense and put it on a new level, and we are in the spots we need to be sometime now. I know there was sometimes where we, it would be a missed coverage. We really hadn't had any blown coverages or any kind of catastrophic. I know that that fourth down where Auburn scored, we didn't have the safety over the top, but we made that adjustment and that play never happened ever again. And man, Auburn's bad. Whew, man. I wouldn't want to play Auburn every time at night at Jordan Hare, but I'd love to play them 10 times out of the year for sure, man. I don't know if
they've got issues.
Yeah,
it's tough to be successful in the SEC if you don't have good quarterback play, and they do not have good quarterback play.
Yeah, and that's how Freeze has made his money over the years. He's had good quarterbacks, throughout his team. So, man, when they were like running the ball on 3rd and 6, like trying to, they couldn't even complete like a little small hitch route. Ooh. But yeah, it's great to see. Hate it for them, but that's what the kind of college game is. You're like, hey, we need to hire a new coach, and the coach needs to come in and immediately start automatically winning. That's not going to happen all the time. So, it happened with Kiffin because he had a good quarterback, and it's not happening with Freeze because he doesn't have a good quarterback. So, I just love this team's character, and they've proved me wrong, and I'm not. I'm definitely a believer after the the win in Auburn because at times it was a terrible game. You're like, God, if we can just somehow, some way, and the next thing you know, we put 2 touchdowns on the board and we're up 14 points, and I really wish we didn't give up the last touchdown. That just, and that's the first thing Kiffin said. That was literally the first thing Kiffin said. He's like, well, we gave up that last touchdown at the end, but, win's a win, and it's nice, in the fourth quarter being up 2 touchdowns. So you can, gamble a little bit more on defense, and, our front four gets after it. So, love how the defense is playing, and, man, I'm not going to say it, but if we can play a good game against A&M, who knows what can happen in Athens.
It's been a lot of attention comes with Lane Kiffin. It's all about offense. He's an offensive guy. It's natural. People love to talk about Kiffin. He has that online persona. He is, he's great for a quote or two. I think the story, though, this year has been Pete Golding and what he's done with this defense in this short amount of time. They hit the portal hard as soon as he was hired. They added some really experienced, older pieces to the secondary. They were able to get Isaac Ukwu from James Madison, which, by the way, oh my God, dude, JMU is just a damn wagon this year. They are lights out. Um, they're clicking on all cylinders on that front seven, and just imagine if they had Ukwu still there. But you get,
our
guys.
front four. I think our front four are all NFL prospects. I think I saw a tweet the other day that with McGee and CJ John. I think they're all four of them are NFL talent.
I mean, they play well as a unit, and I think the scheme is just tailor-made for the personnel and kind of what everybody's good at. And it's really worked out with, Stephen Wynn, Joshua Harris, and then the returners in Cedric Johnson, Jared Ivey, JJ Pegues. They've been really good. And then Kari Coleman in year 2 with Ole Miss, he's taken a step. We know about Suntarian Perkins and how good he is, 5-star player. He's been as advertised in his first year, but they're 5th in the country in sacks, 9th in the country in tackles for loss. I think that's what's been the difference. Last year, could not get to the quarterback, could not get home, struggled in that part of the game, but they've been really good defensively up front, creating pressure, creating havoc and chaos. And then the back end, you saw last week, John Saunders, Zamari Walton got picks. They got a pick, a big interception late in the Arkansas game. They were able to get after Jaden Daniels and create issues for him. So to me, that's been the story this year for this team and why they've been able to close out games and why they're 6-1. I mean, the lone loss on the season, Greg, was at Alabama. The defense was not the issue that day. The defense was great. Held Bama in check for most of the game. The offense just could not get going. So everything's still in front of this team, and I'm excited to see how they close out. You mentioned the Georgia game. That's a free shot. You get by Vandy, you get by A&M at home. You head into Athens 8-1, probably a good chance if Georgia doesn't falter of a top 10 matchup there between the hedges. That's going to be a doozy.
Yeah, it's just, and why not roll the dice and just throw the kitchen sink at it, because if you told me 8-1 heading into Athens, I would be like, how much of my years of life do I have to give away, or how much money do I have to give you to for that to happen? But yeah, man, it's house money when you're 8-1 heading into Athens, because with them not having Brock Bowers, and man, do you honestly think he would come back and play? After knowing that he's he's got millions in his pocket, would you chance that?
So I've been saying that to people, and it's hard because I know how I never played college football, but I played in high school and whatever. I don't like to lose. I'm a competitor. But man, if you're in that position like he is, which I'll never know what it's like to be in that position and have to make this decision.
But he comes off as probably a really good teammate. So I'm really feeling like thinking that like he literally is like, hey, I just can't bail on my team like that.
Yeah, I don't know Brock Bowers personally, but I'm sure he wants to get out there and play. But whether he's out for the year or he waits until he feels close to 100%, because I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how good the doctors are. Coming out and playing right after tightrope surgery is hard as a position player.
Any surgery. Any surgery. Any surgery. I know that technology and lasers and everything are doing everything but I don't know. That's a big chance to take.
Yeah, because just what they ask him to do and just how big a piece of the offense he is, he's asked to do a lot. And fresh off of that kind of surgery, that's going to be a lot of stress on that muscle and those tendons and ligaments and whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if he's out for the year or if he's going to wait and maybe he comes back to that Tennessee game. I don't know, but that's risky. Because he's a surefire first-round pick. There's no question. He is he is going to be taken in the first 15 picks, maybe first 10. I mean, he's a certified dude. That's the
But
thing, Greg. If he
going
doesn't,
to
if he
you're
doesn't
also
play,
yeah.
like their offense is not very explosive.
No, I mean they don't have any like guys that scare you. I mean they're. I mean the running game is going to be there for sure because that offensive line is pretty solid. But I mean, I don't know. We're looking way too forward, and we're kind of reaching right now. But I mean, we got to handle business with Vandy first, and then Texas
Yeah.
A&M, is always given us problems, and they have talent on both sides of the ball. So it's not like we're going to be 2 touchdown favorite, going in, against A&M. So you just got to make sure you're stay in the moment, and stay and take care of your own business. Like say you do take care of your own business, and you beat you win out and you go 11-1, and you got to just hope that the chips fall right for you. Because I mean, if Alabama wins out, I mean we're really watching the SEC championship game and hoping that we can get in the playoff. But you just got to. I feel like this is the type of team that they're in the moment, the bend but don't break mentality going. But and another thing, like Kiffin's never had a really good defensive coordinator that is willing to say, hey, look, if I give up 14 points, you're going to win this football game. And I think Pete Golden almost has that mentality to where he can only try to give up 14 to 21 points and get a win 9 times out of 10. I think that's kind of the way the team's being sculpted, and I like it. I think it's working good. I just think that we can just hold on to this momentum that we got, because big wins over LSU, a big win. I mean, I know Arkansas was down, but still, I mean, that's all those the Arkansas and Auburn game are straight up trap games for any Ole Miss team any other year. And
Yeah.
to get out of those traps and not have any injuries or anything like that, and coming home for homecoming against Vandy, and then having A&M at home and knowing your home record, you got to feel good about your spot. So I like where the team is right now, and I just can't be more happier because I was proved wrong. I will admit I was scared about this team, but Jackson Dart has shown that man, he's a dog, and Judkins is getting the running game. I know there was a couple times in the Auburn game where we kept running it up the middle and doing, and I'm like, why are we doing this? But I see why we do that, because it frees up that safety to come up to try to stop the run, and we have that over the top shoulder pass with Dart to Trey Harris is just, that was what a perfect throw and catch and play call and everything. So you just got to trust the process, man.
Yeah, I think they're kind of hitting their stride at the right time. You mentioned Judkins; he seems to be 100% now and running with some attitude. It's like he ran angry the other night. He was fired up to play against Auburn, a team that like Alabama, passed on him in recruiting, didn't think he was good enough. He looked like he was trying to prove a point, and then Trey Harris, Zachary Franklin got in the end zone.
Yeah, I will say, like the first 3 games, you could tell there was something going on with the team, but whatever they had going on with the problems, they've definitely ironed it out, and I think they're about to hit their stride and make their move and close to the finish line.
Yeah, I mentioned Zachary Franklin, who's been just battling, coming back from that knee scope and trying to be productive. Huge get out of the portal. He got in the end zone Saturday. He's the leader in all-time touchdowns right now in college football. The active leader in touchdowns. He has 38 career touchdowns now. He is that's tops among active players. Good to have him kind of on the opposite side of Trey Harris as a dude that can get downfield, especially with Jordan Watkins with the broken hand. He's coming back from that. And then Caden Prieskorn, I mean, just can't say enough about that dude.
He's been a difference maker. I think him getting back in the lineup has definitely helped that offense. I mean, like he's gotten on the edge and manhandled some corners.
Oh man,
and just,
that's That's what I think is so big. His blocking in the run game. I mean, he's a great receiver of the football. He made some big catches Saturday, but yeah, he's a huge part of them being able to run the football effectively.
Yeah, and he's always, it seems like he's always wide open on those underneath routes because either Trey Harris is going long or the Jordan Watkins is, coming across the middle. But yeah, I think having a good tight end that's a threat has really helped this offense out a lot.
Looking ahead to Saturday night game. We know about Ole Miss's record night games. They've been really good under Lane Kiffin. Looking to add another dub to that Saturday, 6:30 SEC Network. The line is pretty big, Greg. It's at 24.5. I'm taking Vandy to cover this. This is kind of a letdown look ahead sandwich here for Ole Miss. You coming off the big emotional road win at Auburn, and then you've got A&M next week. Big opportunity there against a talented bunch. I mean, I don't think this one's ever in doubt. I don't think this one's ever in question, but I think the number's too big, and I like A.J. Swan and Will Shepherd and London Humphreys, and they can throw it around a little bit. I like Ole Miss to win this one, maybe like 41-20 or 38-20. I think it's a comfortable SEC win. You move to 7-1 and look ahead to the Aggies.
Yeah, I'm hoping for I don't know, maybe 28-7 at halftime and bring in Spencer Sanders and turn up the flame and maybe win 54-20.
Okay. Yeah. So you like a cover here.
Yeah, I mean, I know I agree with you that it's a lot of points, but I mean, Vandy has always been a thorn in the side, but why not run up the score? Why not, let everybody know that this team's for real, and then, kind of creep into the top 7 or top 6 in the AP poll. Why not?
Yeah, this is the mantra stays the same here. Survive in advance. Just get a win, stay healthy, get ready for next week. All right. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to dive into the grub segment of the show. Playing Vandy, of course. We're going to talk about Nashville hot chicken. So sit tight. We'll be right back with our hot chicken talk.
The College Corner is headed to Oxford. Stop by their new location in the Oxford Commons off Sisk Avenue. They'll have 4,000 square feet of Rebel gear ready for your trip to the Grove. On your next trip to Oxford, stop by the College Corner or our other great locations in Ridgeland and Flowood. Hats, shirts, polos, pullovers, sweats, t-shirts. College Corner has it all. And as always, you can visit us online at collegecornerstore.com. That's collegecornerstore.com. The College Corner, where your game day apparel meets.
Cooler temperatures are right around the corner, and as I like to say, it's the perfect time to play a round of golf. And if you're looking for a premier golf course in Northwest Mississippi or the Memphis, Tennessee area, go to Cherokee Valley Golf Club in Olive Branch, 15 minutes from the Memphis International Airport. With those cooler temps, you might want to stay warm and comfortable on the course this fall. Go in the clubhouse and check out their new selection of outerwear from Travis Matthew and FootJoy, including FootJoy's new lightweight hoodie. This 18-hole par 72 course includes 4 sets of tees to accommodate all players and has 11 lakes, 52 bunkers, and the wide Zoysia fairways and extra-large Champion Bermuda greens and clean roughs make for an excellent opportunity every single time to post a number. If you need a premier golf experience in the Mid-South, go to Cherokee Valley Golf Club. Call them at 662-893-4444 or check them out, olivebranchgolf.com. Are you looking at cutting your health insurance premiums by as much as 20 to 30%? Are you aging into Medicare and need help finding a Medicare supplement plan? Call Drew Moak of USA Benefits Group at 601-953-8449. Drew is an Ole Miss grad located in Mississippi and licensed in 7 states. He works with the nation's second largest health insurance brokerage with access to 35 different carriers, and he can help you with any of your health insurance needs. From regular health plans to life insurance to dental and vision and even Medicare, he has it all covered. Now more than ever, it is critical to have a health insurance agent who is local and accessible. So call Drew Moak at 601-953-8449 and get your free quote today. And we are back here on Red and Blue Smoke. Greg Jones of LB's Meat Market here with us. Before we get started talking hot chicken, I do want to remind you of Greg and the folks over at LB's, 2008 University Avenue. Go check them out. Get your protein for this weekend's game against Vandy. Get it for Texas A&M. The Aggies, 11 a.m. kick, so maybe you want to go ahead and get some steaks, get some burgers, get some sausage, whatever. Go to the game, get back to the house, grill out, get ready for the night slate. All of that and more at LB's Meat Market. Make sure when you go, check out the cooler. Make sure you don't miss out on some good deals over there. Get you some maybe some chicken, maybe some, smoky bacon burgers, all of that. Greg's got it all. Go see them, check out what they got behind the glass, and get you ready for the weekend.
Yeah, right. I mean, the lane trains are always 2 for $20 on Wednesdays and Sundays. So, yeah, get some fresh seafood.
Can't beat that.
I made some flying pig and some spicy duck sausage this week. So, yeah, it's we're stocked up.
Yeah, get you some duck poppers.
Anyway, we started doing chicken kebabs.
Oh, yeah. Those are so easy, and they take no time.
Yeah, we do that Joyce Farms chicken boneless thigh meat. Oh, I'm a big thigh meat guy on the kebabs. Kebabs. How do you spell kebabs? Is there a right way to do kebabs?
I believe it is just
Is it K-A-B-B?
So okay, so I think it's like it can be spelled multiple ways. So it's like K-E-B-A-B, K-A-B-O-B. K-E-B-A-P.
I think it's just wherever you live. So
I was going to say, when I lived in New York with, halal and just all different types of ethnicities and different cultures, it was always spelled differently. I always remember, now that you ask me how to spell it, it's all like coming back to me now of like seeing it spelled different ways all over town.
Yeah, but it's I love how everybody pronounces it. Like I think it's like the most different pronounced word of all time.
Yeah, it's like Middle Eastern is kind of where it originates from, like Iranian, Turkish cuisine. Like shish kebab is like skewered, or like a doner kebab, like with bread. Which is big north of the border in Canada. So, yeah, I think it's just like a geographical thing almost.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I follow an Instagram where they make a bunch of kebabs, and I think literally they put like ground meat on the kebabs and put vegetables around it, and literally like when they serve it on the plate, they just pull the kebab off onto the plate, and it's just like kebab meat on like yellow rice. It looks really good. I'm a big kebab fan.
Like chicken with like onions and like some bell peppers, like it's undefeated.
Yeah, so we did the lane train kebab the other day, and I did a mushroom and a whole jalapeno, like a whole sliced jalapeno, like I cut it like thicker. So, like, I don't know. I mean, of course, it's a jalapeno spicy with the seeds and everything, but like, it gives it a good profile flavor with the Hoover sauce and the steak seasoning and the mushroom and the bacon with the wrapped with I don't know. I kind of liked it. I like a good grilled jalapeno.
I like that too. Get a little char, a little blackened. Can't beat that. Like like a charred skin of a jalapeno is pretty tasty.
Oh yeah, that's what makes a good salsa is charring your bell peppers and peppers and stuff before you
throw it in
them.
A food processor.
Right.
A little smoke. All right. So hot chicken. I didn't really dabble in it until living in Nashville. I never really sought it out throughout my life until living here. It's a very deceptive dish where, depending on how it's prepared, most people around Nashville, it's got a little bit of a like a deception to it, where you kind of get like a little bit of like a sweetness with the sauce, but then like all the different layers of pepper just come rushing in, and it is brutal. I think it's more brutal on the stomach and coming out, if you will, more so than like I handle spice pretty well. Like, I'm not saying that hot chicken doesn't affect me, like it absolutely does, but yeah, I think it's more so like after the fact when it's tough. But it's like a cayenne, like Nashville style is technically like cayenne butter sauce. Like brined in like buttermilk, and then there's like pepper spiced, like a flour mixture. So like I remember I went to Bolton's, which is in East Nashville. It's a popular place. They really do hot fish really well. I'm a big fan of hot catfish, but
hot catfish, I like the sounds of that.
The one, I don't think she was an owner, but when I went, like the first time I went, Greg, and I ordered medium, and she was like, "You sure?" And and I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." And I could hear like 2 or 3 women in the back cackling when I said that, and I should have known. It got me pretty good, but I remember asking her, "Hey, how do y'all prepare it? Like, what's kind of the trick?" Or, you don't have to tell me your secret, but she was like, "It's basically like every level of prep is hot. Like, there is no, like, you don't skip a beat. Like every, like, brine, coating it in the flour mixture, like everything has heat at every single level." And I think that's what makes it, like, every layer of a bite has the heat to it.
So you're basically telling me I need a little scoop of ice cream after I try this hot fish.
Yeah, I mean, I've never found anything that actually helps. Like, you see people do like milk. I don't think that helps. Cold water doesn't help. Hot water doesn't help. Ice doesn't help. It's just hot. It's just going to suck for about 30 minutes. But
I mean, it's good for your for sinuses. I mean, it cleans you
yeah.
out. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean, so you got medium and it was hot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like it was hot enough to where.
What are the other options?
So they have mild, medium, hot, and most people have like blazing or toxic or hell or whatever. But
and were they just kind of like making fun of you for getting mild?
Oh no, I got medium. But
medium. Okay, well, I'm just
I had some street craft out. Like they dapped me up after, because I survived. But yeah, I mean, it was bad enough to where like I was eating it and like crying and like didn't know I was crying. Like tears were like.
You gotta send me this link. I'm gonna have to drive through Nashville. When I drive through Nashville, I have to hit this up. I love catfish. I love catfish.
Oh, dude,
I'm a big cat.
It's legit.
Fried catfish is my thing.
All right, final segment here. Red and blue smoke. We're going to run through the SEC pick games for week 9. South Carolina at Texas A&M, 11 a.m. on ESPN. Aggies giving 14 here. I feel like this is 2 teams going in opposite directions here.
Yeah. I don't, man. What happened to South Carolina?
I mean, injuries, offensive line's bad, and they just don't let Rattler do his thing.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna take Texas A&M here because they're good against bad teams.
Yeah, at home. I don't know if Carolina's gonna quit. I don't know if we're in quit territory yet, but they're just not good right now. All right. 2:30 CBS, Jacksonville, Duval County, world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Georgia Bulldogs, Florida Gators, Georgia given 14.5 here. I've seen a lot of people on Florida for this one. I still don't believe in Graham Mertz or Billy Napier. I feel like Florida's going to try to muddy this one up, but I kind of feel like Georgia clips them here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like people are kind of doubting Georgia, and why not put a statement win out against a big rival? So I'm gonna take Georgia here.
I like it. Yeah, this just feels like a game where Kirby is going to outcoach Napier, and they're going to be super physical, and it'll be out of hand quick. But it's always a weird rivalry. Last year was weird. Georgia ran away with it late, so we'll see. Also at 2:30 SEC Network. Oh, talk about gross factory here. Mississippi State on the Plains playing Auburn. Mississippi State put up 7 points last week, Greg, in a 7-3 win over Arkansas. I don't know about you.
But
Mississippi
I'm
State's
taking the
getting
under. Taking the under.
yeah, the total's only 43.5. Mississippi State's getting 6.5. I'm gonna gobble those points up, and I'm gonna take Mississippi State outright. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen ninth grade football teams better than Auburn. What Auburn put out last week. I mean, like, seriously. Like, I mean, like, I mean, like, it was. I mean, everything was, I mean, they could, like I said, I'm going to take Mississippi State in the under, and I think the score is going to be 3-2.
All right, little nod to a throwback. What was that, like 07, 08 when that
Yeah,
one
that was
happened?
Prune. Yeah, it was 3-2. Yeah, it was 3-2, wasn't it?
Yep, it was 3-2. I was in college when it happened. I was actually there. Me and some buddies that drove down. We were visiting one of our good buddies who went to state, and we were in the end zone, which at the time was open. So we were standing outside the stadium. We'd already left because it was just we weren't going to stay there and watch that. We were trying to beat the rush to the bar, and we sat and watched that final drive, and it was pretty pathetic. But all right.
I mean, you got to be really, really bad to be 3-2. I mean, you got to be a really, really bad. I mean, and what's worse about it is those are two SEC programs.
Yeah. Yeah. 2008 was that one. Yeah, that was brutal.
I mean, I thought it was a typo or something. Like surely they didn't kick a field goal and give up a safety the whole game.
It was special. All
Only
right.
Mississippi State.
Speaking of special, the Tennessee offense has really hit some skids. They've had some injuries, and first half against Bama, they were clicking, and then they just fell apart in the second half. They are at Kentucky this weekend, Kroger Field, under the lights. Tennessee is giving 3.5 here. I don't know if this is like the wrong team's favored type game. I kind of like Kentucky to keep it close. I still don't know what I think about Tennessee. Like I was saying on my show yesterday with David Brandt.
What happened in that?
I don't know, man. It's like a dad thing. Like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I mean, what happened in the second half against Alabama? I didn't get to watch that game.
Dude,
I was working, but I mean,
Bama made some adjustments. Their defense is really hitting its stride right now. And then
I had a customer come in there like, "Hey man, Tennessee's up on Alabama." I was like, "No, they actually look really good." And I go, "Oh," well, I was like, "This will work out perfect. Like Alabama gets clipped like this week. We beat Auburn." I mean,
yeah, it was shaping up to be a big Saturday for Ole Miss fans, because you need Alabama to trip up if you have a shot at getting to Atlanta. But it was not in the cards. But yeah, I don't know. I like Kentucky in this spot. What do you think?
Love Kentucky. I mean, Keeneland in the afternoon and Kentucky football at night. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. What a night to be in Lexington.
All right, that is going to do it for SEC Week 9. Greg and I both think the Rebs win Saturday. Greg thinks Ole Miss covers the number. I think Vandy ekes out a garbage touchdown and gets it done. But we both think Ole Miss moves to 7-1, setting up a big matchup against A&M in Week 10. Greg, we appreciate the time as always. Safe travels back to Oxford. Good luck with your Philly. And we'll be back next week for another edition. Be sure to check out LB's Meat Market in Oxford, 2008 University Avenue. Go get you some meat. Also, thank you to all the other sponsors that bring this show to you, and we appreciate you, the listener, as always, for tuning in. So for Greg over there, I'm Zach. This has been Red and Blue Smoke. Till next week, we out.